There's a moment no one warns you about. Not the moment you fail, not the moment you fall, not even the moment everything collapses. I'm talking about the moment you realize you're stuck, and a quiet voice inside whispers, "You know you're choosing this, right?" Most people run from that voice, but you didn't. You heard it. It landed somewhere deep. Subscribe and like, please. It helps us reach more people who need this. Now, let's talk about the part of you that doesn't want to move forward. Yes, that part. The one you pretend doesn't exist. Because if you're not advancing, if your life feels paused, if every step forward somehow becomes 2 steps back, it isn't random. It's not bad luck. It's not destiny. It's not because life is hard. It's because a part of you secretly wants to stay exactly where you are. Not because you're weak, not because you're lazy, but because you're familiar with this version of yourself. This version feels like home, and humans, even when suffering, cling to whatever feels like home. I remember a moment that changed everything for me. I was sitting on my bed, late at night. My room was quiet, but my brain wasn't. You know that kind of silence that's loud? Yeah, that one. There was a message I needed to send. A simple message. A message that could have opened a door in my life. But my thumb hovered above the screen like it weighed 1,000 kilos. Not now. Tomorrow. I just need to think. The excuses came so naturally I didn't even question them. And back then, I truly believed I was scared of the outcome. But later I realized I was scared of something much bigger. I was scared of becoming someone I wasn't sure I could be. Because moving forward is not just about taking action. It's about becoming a version of yourself you haven't emotionally met yet. And that's terrifying. You think you fear failure, but most of the time you fear the responsibility that comes with success. You fear losing the excuses that protect you. You fear losing the identity that defines you. You fear stepping into a life where you can't hide behind "I'm not ready," or "my situation is too complicated," or "I'll start when I feel better." Those sentences feel safe. They shield you from trying. They shield you from the possibility of changing, because change demands a kind of honesty that most people spend their lives avoiding. Let me ask you something. When was the last time an opportunity appeared? A job, a relationship, a chance to improve your life? What did you do? Did you say, "I'll think about it"? Did you say, "Maybe later"? Did you say, "I'm not ready"? Or did you quietly disappear from the moment because the idea of stepping forward felt too big? That reaction isn't random. That hesitation isn't harmless. It's your nervous system clinging to the familiar. See, you've built an identity out of your struggles. You've rehearsed insecurity. You've practiced doubt. You've mastered the art of holding yourself back. So when something good becomes possible, your brain says, "Careful. That's not you." And here's the wild part. Your brain would rather protect your old identity than let you step into a new life, even if the old life hurts. Especially if the old life hurts in a familiar way. I knew someone who lived this cycle perfectly. Every time life gave them a little momentum, they sabotaged it quietly. They'd skip the gym on the day they felt the best. They'd ignore a message from someone they genuinely liked. They'd stop a project right before it got interesting. Not because they didn't care, but because caring made them vulnerable. Moving forward made them exposed. Growth made them responsible for a self they hadn't learned to love yet. And here's the truth no one wants to admit. You cannot grow into a self you secretly dislike. You cannot move forward with a heart full of self-doubt. Progress requires emotional readiness more than motivation. It requires compassion for the person you're trying to become. It requires letting go of the version of you who only knew how to survive. So let's pause. Let's ask the question that matters. What part of your life are you secretly protecting? Are you protecting your comfort zone, your routine, your excuses, your self-image as someone who tries but struggles? Your fear of being seen trying for real? Because if you don't identify what you're protecting, you can't release it. And if you can't release it, you can't move. Awareness is the first step of liberation. Once you say, "Yes, I'm holding on to this," something opens inside you. A space, a possibility. Your mind loosens its grip. Your heart softens. Your identity becomes flexible. That's when change becomes possible. People always ask, "How do I find motivation?" But motivation is not the problem. Motivation is always temporary. What you really need is permission. Permission to move forward even when you feel unprepared. Permission to grow even when your past says you shouldn't. Permission to become someone new without apologizing for who you used to be. You should care about this, because if you don't confront what keeps you stuck, you will live the same year again and again and call it a life. Your fears will recycle themselves. Your habits will loop. Your doubts will deepen. Your potential will shrink to fit your comfort zone. But once you understand that staying stuck is a choice, even a subconscious one, you can finally choose differently. You can choose growth. You can choose forward. You can choose yourself. Listen, you're not broken. You're not weak. You're not falling behind. You're simply familiar with a version of yourself that no longer matches the life you want. And evolving out of that version feels like losing a part of your identity. But it's not a loss. It's a return to the part of you that always knew you could be more. You don't stay stuck because you're incapable. You stay stuck because you're scared of the person you could become. And that person, you need to meet them. Not tomorrow, not next year, now. If this message resonated, stay close. Your next chapter doesn't begin when you feel ready. It begins when you finally move.